beautiful, smart people. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my home. I'm Stenell, also known as Stenell, the money therapist. And I talk about money, entrepreneurship, and life skills, honey. Everything that you need to go from point A to point B. In this video, I am going to talk about starting a nonprofit government after-school program, such as myself. And I want to give you some information. Now, in the same exact video, I talk about this on my podcast, No More Excuses, Wake Up. Because everybody don't like everything. Some of you like to listen. Some of you like to watch my cute face. So, starting an after-school program, I started back in 2015, where I started my for-profit, A Second Touch, and I started my nonprofit, Joy Making a Difference, at the same exact time. I go into further detail in a podcast, but it always been something in me that I wanted to give. And I wanted to give to the community, give to children, and just do something different. And I fought, read and researched, and nothing was basically happening until one day I met who I always talk about, my angel. And this is a woman that was already she already had after school programs. She had a daycare center. She introduced me to grants, and she showed me different things that I didn't know as far as the world of grants and getting a grant writer and all those different things. So what I want you to understand is that a 501c3 is something that you need when you are starting an after-school program. You have to have that. It's a nonprofit. It's a whole different entity. So when we talk about entities, we talk about LLCs and we talk about S Corp and C Corp, but having a nonprofit, a 501c3, is something that is really important. You see a lot of churches have 501c3s. And when I'm talking about an after-school program, there are so much grant funds out there that you just probably don't know about. And one of the grants it's a 21st Century Fund. They also have so many, New Jersey, I'm really about New Jersey. They have so many different grants out there where you can start your own program. You can physically start your own after school program. Title I schools is another term to think about, because with a Title I school, it's basically a secondary or elementary education, and it's a Title I that you have funding, and there are schools that basically offer free lunch, and they're Title I schools. And when you're looking for grants, you need a grant writer, and you need someone that is very knowledgeable in your field, and they can write a grant. So when I started my after school program, it really started off with watching my daughter and my son go and dance. And they used to dance, and I used to say there has to be something else after school, because after school I still have to feed them, I still have to do their homework. And the next thing you know, Joy, Just Our Youth, Joy Making a Difference was born. And so I started it because I had a dream, I had a wish, and I had a vision. And anytime that you have a vision, that vision too can come true. But you have to do the due diligence, and the best due diligence that you can do is research. So research for these grants, research for these RFPs. Everyone do not want an after school program, but you will feel so rewarded. So in my after school program, I have 2 locations there in New Jersey. I have a high school and I have an elementary school. I didn't always start off with 2. I started off with just the high school. And the high school was not easy. It was difficult because you have to meet something called the level of service. And the level of service is having a certain amount of students coming in a certain amount of time. And you have to make sure that you have all these things that takes place. You have to have homework. So we have an hour of homework. Then I have contractors that are coming in, and my contractors are coming in and they're doing STEM or STEAM and culinary arts. The children had the same culinary arts teacher for the last 6 years. And they tell you exactly what they want. You're actually building educational programs underneath of the children's feet, or whatever it is that they're asking for. And so I have surveys, and they come to these groups and they actually learn. And so my theme is college preparedness and career awareness. And right now I am literally starting a whole new program because it's another year, 2022 to 2023. So the grant, my particular grant, works in a 5-year cycle. So when I first started, it was 2015 to 2020. I talk with my hands. 2015 to 2020, and then you have to go out, rewrite the grant. If you get the grant, then I'm in my second cycle. So I'm going on my 3rd year. I'm in my second cycle, if you understand it. So I'm in my second cycle. I went through 5 years. Now I'm in the next 5 years, but I'm in my 3rd year in my second cycle. So my grant will end in 2025. And it's up, I'll think about if I'm going to redo that grant. It all depends, because I am running 2 agencies, 2 separate complete agencies that don't have anything to do with one another at the same time. So just trying to get an understanding of what after school programs, because even when I hire people, I hire program aides, I hire site evaluators. I have over 50 staff between the 2 of my companies. In my schools, I have over 40 staff in my schools combined. With my other agency, in my schools, I have over 50 staff. And sometimes I do not know every single person because it's so many, but I build relationships and I communicate a lot with my staff, and I really have a heart with the community and the people that I do serve. But being an administrator and being an administrator and also being a director as well, because I wear that program director hat, it is a lot that you need when it comes to after school programs. There are a lot of players, and my principal, my superintendent, they're all important players, stakeholders. They are important as well. When you're dealing with a school, you have to make sure that you have your partners, which are the superintendent and the principals and your stakeholders and everybody, and who you have contract with, and make sure that you have the contracts. And then you have to have payroll, then you have to have your payroll, your accountant, all of those things that go together. So you too can start an after school program. I just wanted to encourage you a little bit that anybody can do it. It's a nonprofit. And importantly, how do I get paid? So inside the grant, directors get paid. And so I am responsible for overseeing the actual budget. That's so important. So you get a certain amount of budget depending on how many schools that you have. I only can tell you about the grant that I have. And so I have a particular budget for myself as a director. I also have a budget for supplies. You have a budget for teachers, a budget for contractors. Everybody have a specific budget, and it is very tedious work. Like, you have to be very organized, very diligent, because there are so many things, so many different systems that I have to know and learn, and have to be able to produce these results to the contract. So so I am definitely fulfilling my contract in everything that I do with the after school program. So I hope that helped you. I'm going to have a lot of different videos and episodes on my podcast, just basically displaying separate things, separate entities, things you need to learn, a SAMS number, and what that is, and that's a vendor. It's just identifying who you are as a vendor. There's so much that go in tune with having an after school program. So please continue to tune into my channel. Please subscribe. Please ring the bell. And I will continue to give you much more videos. Have a good one.